second half against Hong Kong to get through to this stage. And we are underway in Cup semi-final number 1. Sean Cribben, but climbing high for Kenya. To win possession is Herman Humwa. Here come the Kenyans, beating the USA, and big William Bucker runs clear for Kenya. Try stopping that at pace. William Bucker inside 30 seconds.
How about that one? The Kenyan support loving it, and why not? That is a locomotive Kenyan flying through this rugby pitch. And Backer's line, just keep an eye on it. He stops, he starts, he runs dead straight. It's the best line in rugby. Every time defenders are taken across the pitch. And Tabu drew them in. It's that line back against the grain. Not one finger laid on him. William Bucker back on the sevens.
Yeah, 31 years of age. He's been around for a while. He actually plays 15s at the moment in St. Petersburg in Russia for the Nevskaya Zastava Rugby Club. But he's played in Lyon in the Pro D2 in France, Western Province in South Africa.
Have boots, will travel.
Yeah, quite a career for William Bucker. Climbing high again was Herman Humwa, trying to win possession for his team, but it's been brought down by Liam Turner. For Ireland, Mullen, the captain, just flicks the ball back. Can you go for the counter ruck? Look at that, that's furious stuff, but Niall Comerford's come away with it. Mocks him through the hands of Cribben. So one of the real standouts for Ireland at this tournament, Connor Phillips, a young Munster player, but penalty to Kenya.
The Kenyan trap, all they want to do is that you come round the inside of your wing position and then face the wall. Sizable frames, all competing over the ball. Not excessively tall, the Kenyans. They're just so thick set, very wide, so they can get down over the top of the ball. And when it comes to any type of wrestling collision, you're not going to win.
Kenya looking to reach their 6th Cup final all time. Of course, won the Singapore Sevens. Otieno and Bucker and Nelson Oyu were all part of that side. They're here with the squad in Vancouver this weekend. Oluwatch, one of the Olympians in his Kenyan team, can't get past Niall Comerford. Excellent tackle, giving up a bit of size on Oluwatch, and bursting through here now is Tabu. Daniel Tabu from the Mwamba Rugby Club in Nairobi. What a score.
Whenever you see Otieno head toward a try scorer, just wait with anticipation. And this is exactly how Kenya should be playing. Sometimes throughout this tournament, they go away from it and they try and string 5, 10, 15 passes across the field. But they have width, but it only takes 2 passes to get them that one-on-one they want. And there we see Umwa again celebrating. Messages being passed back over. Have that one.
All smiles, and why not, as Tabu converts his own try. 2 maximums, 14-0, and we've still got 3:30 to go in this first half. Tabu and Oluwatch have been outstanding for Kenya. Look at those carrying numbers.
Both players topping it, Kenyans. That just shows how much they have been taking the ball into contact, because they just love it.
Ireland have actually been to a Cup semi-final before. That was in London in 2018. They were the invitational side there, and then they knocked out England to win the bronze medal. But this is their first Cup semi-final as a core nation on the series. Phillips checks inside, but he's well marshalled by Levi Amunga. And the penalty is
serious injury, guys.
down the floor. You can hear the noise from here. I think it's Jeffrey Oluwatch. And this looks like a nasty one. We'll take a break here. It did not sound good. Having just mentioned Oluwatch and how brilliant he's been for Kenya this weekend, leading carries for the tournament.
It's a little tiny thing there, but Orla Armstrong, the Irish physio, straight in as well to assess, and that's what you see here, Sevens. It's a big family. They travel the world as a bit of a circus. You look after your own at times. It was a horrible noise, but hopefully these Kenyans are made of pretty strong stuff.
Great Britain warming up behind the sticks at the other end. Up against the blitz box, of course. I mean, that's a match worthy of a cup final, no doubt about it. JC Pretorius, dream teamer from last season. One of the Olympians in this South African side here in Vancouver this weekend.
We're wearing out those tackle shields, no doubt. They probably have them in their bedrooms in their hotel, the South Africans. They just love it.
England played South Africa in 2017 in the semi-finals here. Sibiwe Soyezwapi and Zane Davids, two remaining players for South Africa from that tournament. They also met in Rio. Well, Great Britain met in the
time on.
semi-finals there. GB 7-5. You were out there, Vix. Fond memories.
Strange tournament, yeah. Last play of the game, South Africa had a line out and lost it. Game was pending for them. What a story that was. The celebrations of GB essentially winning a silver.
1 meter gap, just play where you want, I'll bring them in.
The good news is Oluwatch is on his feet and walking around back of the dead ball area, so we wish him all the best as Ireland throw the line out. Sean Kearns, he spent some time playing in Australia and Italy. Comerford out to Phillips. Phillips got some size and pace. The Munsterman flings that ball in slightly dangerously to Cribben. Sean Cribben, who was with Ireland at the Monaco repechage that got them to the Olympic Games. But Kenya back in possession again, looking for their third score here. Otieno inside ball. He's got it in his hands again. Alvin Otieno, Buff Daddy, scores another one.
Oh, bad boys for life, mate. Look at this. Albert Otieno consistently puts smiles on faces. William Bakker gets the fend out. Intelligent line. He was on the outside initially. Otieno bounced on the inside. Take this out. You'll see him come behind the shot. Rides that, stays on the inside. That is great support play. Tucks his head into his neck. Not that he's got much of one, and then off he goes. This is what it's about.
Gets the dance on too. His 6th try in Vancouver this weekend for Alvin Otieno out of the Homeboys club in Nairobi. His biography says his nickname Water Buffalo comes from his large and marauding style of play. Well, I'll go along with that. Ireland 3 tries down here. They need points. 40 seconds to go in the first half of this opening Cup semi-final. GB up against the blitz box next. Connor Phillips, he gets some go forward, much needed, up towards the halfway line. Mullen, the captain. William Bakker goes in, tries to nick it for Kenya, and they do win the penalty. Not happy is Niall Comerford on the floor. Just nothing going Ireland's way right now.
There's no real possession for them. We've seen what they can do, ball in hand, but when it's such an abrasive defence against them, if indeed they do have the ball, it's contested on the floor. I think their second half might well provide more fruition because the Kenyans might tire, but at the moment it's a 1-1.
Yeah, Kenya happy to go to drinks. 3 tries, 2 the good. They lead Ireland in the Cup semi-finals by 19 points to 0.
Introducing Pleaes Hard Like Pleaes. This green soda flavor is a real blast from fans.
This has been some performance from Kenya so far in this match. As you mentioned, 12 unanswered points in the second half in their quarter-final to get here, so they did it the hard way, but they don't look like they've missed too much in the out of the tank. Super session coming up, 5th place playoff. Great to see Canada up against the USA again. Another North American clash. We've seen several this weekend so far. This place will get excited for that one. And then the Fast Four final. That's the final of the women's event. and it is Great Britain up against the USA. And then the men's cup final, yet to be decided who will be in that one. But right now, Kenya looking in a very strong position, up 19-0. William Bucker with plenty to say in the huddle. One last show of togetherness before the second half. A family of Flintstones in Vancouver as we look ahead to the second half. Ireland with a lot of work to do. They conceded 3 first-half tries. Sa'abu, Mbaka, he got it started.
Okay,
and Otieno, their leading try scorer for Kenya this weekend. They will get this semi-final back underway. Ireland need to find something. Need to up the urgency. Need to lift it. Well, they've got possession. Brian Mullen, the captain. Can he lead his team back into this match, the man out of Blackrock College? Several players out of that rugby nursery in this Irish team. Here's Phillips again. Plenty of touches for him in that first half, but just no room to move at all. And again on the floor, they've been absolutely bossed. It's Nelson Oyo this time.
And that's very much the plan for Kenya.
Can Kenya
Get
speed
the
this
Irishman
up?
to the ground early and make it about an arm wrestle. Choosing a scrum. Could have gone for a line out, could have tapped it. But just gathering 8 people in a small space should hopefully open up a bit of space out wide for the Flyers. Yet to see OU go turbo. It's always a pleasure to see. It's like he's in fast forward when he gets going.
Well, he was a try scorer, a crucial try scorer in that famous Singapore final where they won the gold medal, their only gold medal in history on the Sevens World Series. And bursting through here now is Amunga for Kenya. Whoa, that was fast and furious from Kenya. That's their 4th of the match. 24-0 now.
That's quality execution. Many teams opting for a scrum, not doing much about it, but he's a slingshot here. Nice little play from Tabo, just holds up a little bit of time, and it means that Comerford defending opposite the number 4, Levi Amunga, cannot get anywhere near him.
Extra 2, no problem. 26-0. Kenya are peaking nicely here on finals day. Ireland, they look so good on day one. It's a struggle through their quarter and golden point. Couple of injuries to Mark Roach and Ed Kelly. They're unavailable. So they're down to 11 players, but they really have struggled to get started in this semi-final.
Sorry, Ads.
Sean Cribben with a hit and spin. Nice offload off the floor. Here's Connor Phillips. Chance for Phillips. There you go. That's what he can do. Doesn't need too much room to move. Connor Phillips. He shows his best stuff. They finally have a score here.
One of the players that was brought in for the build-up of the Olympic campaign for Ireland. St George's Park in England, home of the English football. Hosted a few tournaments. This guy was there doing well, and he has grown and grown as his tournament's gone on. He's got the balance, he's got the vision, and he's got the pace to fly around the outside. Very rarely you can skin a Kenyan team, but Phillips did it with ease.
Conversions missed. Steve Kilgallen. There you go. He's got a bit of tape on the socks there, pulled up tight. These players go with socks down in sevens events. And here come Kenya again. Bursting away now is Billy Odhiambo, helped out by Mbaka. They got big numbers here, Kenya, if they can shift it. hunting a 5th score. Nice show and go around the outside, just wrapped up well. Otieno at scrum half, he picks and goes, and why not? Alvin Otieno cannot be stopped. Otieno, 7 tries in Vancouver. They're going to check it.
Coming to you, Matty.
But that was ferocious stuff.
Try yes or no, just making sure you got clear them with pressure, please.
We'll just build the anticipation.
Yeah.
He has got it
When you're on the
in the
screen,
left arm
you can
solo.
hold
It's
the
always a
try.
bit of a risk, but he slammed it down pretty well. No qualms there whatsoever. Again, this tournament is just continuing to puzzle the wider world at how you tackle this man.
Well, he's a star, absolutely, of international rugby sevens. A double for him in this game, 7 in the tournament. Try stopping this, Rob Vickerman.
His arms are as long as his legs, that's part of the problem. He's just made to run through people like a tank.
Extra 2, 33-5. And Kenya can now look forward to the cup final. The Buffalo gets a well-earned rest on the sideline. 2 minutes to go. Subs on for Ireland, well, they just got to play this one out. Steve Kilgallen with the handoff. We just can't keep his footing. Going into the turnover is Alvin Marube for Kenya. Doesn't win it. Brian Mullen just changes direction. Gavin Mullen scored a couple of crucial tries yesterday, did Mullen, to make sure that Ireland won their pool above Great Britain.
Time off.
Mamisa down the touchline
Right,
there.
4.
The biggest ballerina on show.
4.
He tried to stay in field.
On your front man, Buzz, okay? Stay in the front man, yeah? Someone in the channel? Time back on.
Love Kenya, love rugby, certainly do. How can you not? This team entertaining again in the game of sevens.
Yeah, Innocent
Scrum or
Simi,
line,
the head
Kenya?
coach, he must be
Scrum or line.
very pleased with
Yeah,
this
send him
effort from his team.
Okay. On the 15, Buzz, okay? Throw straight. Scrum Kenya. Make sure you bind on the hooker,
Innocent
lads. Well, please,
Simiyu
okay? Crouch!
on the left of shot there.
Bind!
Played over 100 games for Kenya
Set.
Sevens. Actually took over as boss of this team from Benjamin Ayimbu, who tragically lost his life. Former player coach, he just age 44 died of cerebral malaria last year. And they're going to score another try. Our Kenya, it's Daniel Ta'abu. Well, he gives a little gift, doesn't he? And why not to Mark Pwemoi? But it has been an emotional time for Kenya Sevens in the last year or so, and it'll be a great feeling for them to get through to the cup final.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it in Simiyu, speaking with him on Friday on their captain's run, and he was really excited about what this team can do. He's managing the older players, and we're drip feeding some of them into training camps and the like to try and tap into their vast knowledge. But this is exactly what you want to see with Kenya. They've played perfectly. It's been about their abrasion and how they confront teams physically, use that as a weapon, but most importantly, when you see them, they play with massive smiles on their faces, and that's why they typify this great game of sevens.
Kenya are through to the main event, the cup final. They have dominated this semi-final by 38 points to 5. So Kenya through to the gold medal match, and they will be joined by either Great Britain or South Africa. Great Britain, of course, making their debut on the World Series.